Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and this is our first video on the theme of IELTS writing. Of course, many of you know that there are two kinds of IELTS tests. There is the general training and there is the academic IELTS. Now, many of the parts in IELTS are the same. For example, the listening is the same, speaking is the same. However, the writing part is different. In this video, we're going to look at writing task 1 in the general training, which is usually a letter or an email. It can be formal, it can be informal. You have 20 minutes to do this task and you have to write about 150 words. Now, instead of giving you tips, instead of telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, instead of giving you a bunch of vocab, I'm just going to do a writing task. So I'm going to just have a look at the clock right now so I can measure my time approximately. Okay, so let's have a look at the task first of all. Great. So, firstly, we are going to read the question, and we're going to read the question very carefully. So, let's read this out loud. You should spend 20 minutes on this task, noted. You work at home and have a problem with a piece of equipment that you use for your job. Write a letter to the shop or company which supplied the equipment. In your letter, describe the problem with the equipment, explain how this problem is affecting your work, say what you want the shop or company to do. Write at least 150 words. You do not need to write any addresses. Begin your letter as follows, Sir or Madam. Okay. So, picking out key details from this, I'm going to make a short plan. I'm just going to write down some key details from the question. Okay, so you work from home. So the first thing I'm going to think of is, well, what is my job? I work from home, cool. Let's say I'm an online English teacher. Great. Next, I have a problem with a piece of equipment. So, I'm an online English teacher. What kind of equipment do I need? Well, I can make a list of things. I have a laptop, I have a mouse, I have a microphone, I have a headset. So I'm going to go with a problem with my headset. I like the word headset. I think not everybody in the world knows this word headset, and I think it could be nice. So the equipment is my headset. Cool. Great. Now, some of the things I need to, and this is the most frustrating thing as a teacher. Describe the problem with the equipment. You have to do that. Explain how this problem is affecting your work. You have to do that. And say what you want the shop or company to do. You have to do that. Now, if you just do all of those things, if you set it out like a letter in the correct format, if you use paragraphs logically, and if you make sure that you speak about all of those things, describing the problem, explaining how the problem is affecting your work, and saying what you want the company to do, if you just do those things, you're probably going to get a 5. At least if you just do those things, even if your level of English is pre-intermediate, even if you are an A2, if you can just write in a logical way that looks like a letter and you answer all of those points, you should get not a bad score. At least intermediate, maybe even upper intermediate. So I am not going to write an amazingly complicated letter, right? The goal for this video isn't for me to show you, like, look how wonderful my English is. I know my grammar and vocabulary is at a different level to students. The same way when I speak Russian, my Russian friends, their grammar and vocab is miles better than mine. When I try to speak Chinese, I know my Chinese friends speak Chinese and write Chinese much better than me. So I don't need to show off that I'm good at English. I just want to show you that we can make a nice, easy, simple letter and still get a 7. So I'm going to try not to use overly complicated language here. So I have my notes. My job, I'm an online English teacher. The equipment is my headset. The problem, so what is the problem? Let's take some notes. The problem is the microphone doesn't work properly. Cool. Or if you don't know the word properly, I'll go with correctly. The microphone doesn't work correctly. Okay, explain how this problem is affecting your work. What is the problem? Well, my students can't hear me. It's very logical, right? I'm an online English teacher. I have a headset with a microphone. If the microphone doesn't work, my students can't hear me. I could add something. They get angry, they get frustrated. Maybe I'll add that, but I don't need to write it for now. Just a thing. Say what do you want the shop or company to do? What do I want? Two possibilities. Either a refund, if you don't know that. If you don't know the word refund, give my money back. Or a replace or a new headset. Everybody knows that language. So now I have everything that I need. All of my planning is done. There's just a couple more things to think about. One thing I also notice is that they say dear sir or madam. I don't know if you know this, but in English we have some conventions. If you know somebody's name, dear Mr. Smith, I know I will end the letter with yours sincerely. Bob Jones, for example. Yours sincerely, Bob Jones. Now, if I don't know the name of the person that I'm writing to, I start with dear sir or madam. But as a convention in English, just like a tradition, something that we should normally do, if you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, you end not with yours sincerely, but you end with yours faithfully, Bob Jones. So I'm going to keep that in mind, that because it's in the question, I don't want to forget it. It says there in the question, dear sir or madam. So I'm going to start dear sir or madam, and it means, I could end it with all the best or best regards or best wishes, but because it's a letter, not an email, I know this convention. So dear sir or madam, I will end it with yours faithfully. Great, awesome, fantastic. Okay, so I can get into my letter now. I'm going to start it with dear sir or madam because they tell me to start it with dear sir or madam. So I need to explain first why I am writing. Dear sir or madam, I am writing. Now, I'm not going to use difficult language. I am writing because I have a problem with a headset which I bought from your shop. Now I want to give extra details. What shop? On Oxford Street. Now I want to give a date. Oxford Street on 2nd of June 2024. I have my opening line. Why am I writing? That's what I'm going to write in the first paragraph. Why am I writing? I am writing because I have a problem with a headset which I bought from your shop on Oxford Street on 2nd of June 2024. Great, fantastic. Now, I'm going to describe the problem with the headset. So, the audio on the headset works fine. I can hear my... Well, I haven't mentioned that I'm an English teacher, so I'm not going to say I can hear my students. The audio on the headset works fine. Or let's just change that. I have no problems with the audio on the headset. Now, I could write but I'm just going to use a synonym for but. However, very nice. Difference between but and however. We write a sentence. I have no problems with the headset. Full stop. However, comma. The same as but. But I have no problems with the headset. However, the quality of the microphone is... Now, I could say very bad, but very bad is a little bit simple, and I feel like I should use something like synonymous. Now, you might think is absolutely awful, right? Because you watched some YouTube video where somebody said, instead of saying very bad, say awful. But awful feels too emotional here. This is a formal letter. I'm writing a letter of complaint. I don't want to show a lot of emotions. So, however, the quality of the microphone is below my expectations. Okay, a little bit complicated. The quality of the microphone is below my expectations. No, I'm going to change that. Too subjective. Is unacceptable. Whew. Okay, a little bit simple. The quality of the microphone is unacceptable. And I believe that the quality of the microphone is unacceptable, and I believe that this is not how it should be. Kind of tricky language, but not really. Unacceptable, and I believe that this is not how it should be. Not so bad. I'm going to add some extra details. I work as an online English teacher. So is a very simple linking word, but okay. So it is very important. Important, fine. Very important, absolutely fine. Maybe something just a little bit better. So it is essential for me to have a good quality microphone. Many of my students complain that they can't hear me correctly. As a result, so I've already used so I don't want to use so 2 times. So I'm going to use like a little synonym. Again, full stop. As a result, comma. As a result, the quality of, or I've already used quality, so maybe I'll just change that. The standards of my teaching, the standards of my classes are becoming worse. Okay, I have my middle paragraph. Now, just going back to the question, the third thing, say what you want the shop or company to do. I would like, so want somebody to do something, would like somebody to do something. A very nice construction, simple, verb, object, infinitive. Somebody to do something, tell somebody to do something, ask somebody to do something, want somebody to do something, and would like somebody to do something. I would like you to return my money because, I'm going to put a comma, I would like you to return my money because okay, I don't want to say I would like you to return my money because the headset is bad. It feels a little bit obvious. So I'm just trying to think of something a bit more natural. I would like you to return my money as I feel that it is unfair that you gave me such a low quality product. Alternatively, alternatively, just shows that there is another choice. Alternatively, you could replace. Do you know this word replace? Perhaps. Alternatively, you could replace this broken headset with a working one, but I ask you to give me a guarantee that it will be of better quality is what I would use, but I'm trying to think of something a little simpler. I ask you to give me a guarantee that it will work better. Very simple. I know I must end it with yours faithfully because I started with dear sir or madam, and I'll end with my name, Bob Jones, not my real name. So I'm just going to check the word count. Now, I've done this kind of task a million times before. I know I should write at least 150 words. To my brain, that looks like about 170 words, but let's check. Oh, 151 words. Look at that. Amazing. So I have done nothing amazing here. I just want to read it back just in case maybe I made some small grammar mistakes. Maybe something just doesn't sound so clear when I read it back and I might just want to change the style a little bit. So dear sir or madam, okay, that's fine. I am writing because I have a problem with a headset which I bought from your shop on Oxford Street. Okay, I'm very happy with this. I also have a complex sentence here. So I have which I bought, relative clause. Cool, I get good points for this. I have no problems with the audio on the headset, full stop. However, good discourse marker. The quality of the microphone is unacceptable. Very nice word there. And I believe, very simple, that this is not how it should be. That's okay. I work as an online English teacher, so it is essential for me, adjective plus for somebody plus infinitive, nice natural construction, good for me to do something, important for me to do something. It is essential for me to have a good quality microphone, full stop. Now I'm going to explain how this affects my work. Many of my students complain that they can't hear me correctly. As a result, another very good linking device, discourse marker. As a result, the standards of my classes are becoming worse. Cool, a little present continuous in there, comparative adjective, nothing crazy, very simple. I would like you to return my money. I could say to give me a refund. That's fine. Or I would like you to return my money. I like return my money because it's a letter. Give me a refund sounds just a little bit, give me a refund. The word give often sounds a little bit informal. So to return my money, return is more of a Latin-based word. I would like you to return my money as I feel that it is unfair that you gave me such a low quality product. So low quality, it's fine. It is a compound adjective, so probably a hyphen is better, a low quality product. Alternatively, I really like this alternatively, very natural, nice discourse marker. You could, nice use of could, diplomatic could, you could replace this broken headset with a working one, fine, but I ask you to give me a guarantee this it will work, that it will work better. Yours faithfully, Bob Jones. Great. Now, what score is this on IELTS? Maybe it's not enough for a 9, but I would be very surprised if this got less than an 8. So this is a very, very simple approach to writing this letter. Very, very simple approach to writing this letter. I am not trying to use very difficult language. I'm not trying to use super complex structures. I'm just trying to write in a nice, simple, easy, straightforward way where the target reader, whoever reads this, will understand my problem. They understand what I want. I've made 100% sure as I'm doing this task, I am always thinking about the question. I've made a little plan to take some notes about all of the details, and it's a very, very simple task. Now, this has taken me 18 minutes. 18 minutes to speak, to plan, and to speak to you while I'm planning, to write the task, and then to read the task, and to give a little bit of feedback. 18 minutes. I'm sure you guys can write something, maybe not a 9, maybe not an 8. I'm sure with just a little bit of preparation, a little bit of practice, I'm sure you can write. Anyone who's anyone who's an intermediate student can get upper intermediate for this task. Anyone who's an upper intermediate can get an advanced score for this task. So, if you're upper intermediate, really you should be IELTS 5.5, 6 or 6.5. But if you are like naturally an IELTS 6, you really should get a 7 for this writing part because it is so easy. So that's my example. If you want to write your own example of a letter, not in response to this question or in response to this question or in response to a different letter, and you would like me to check it and to give you feedback, please do get in touch. I am happy to do that. For the month of June, I am checking candidates or students' writing work for free, and I will analyze them on this channel and give you some scores and give you some feedback. Hopefully you found that useful. A little bit of a shorter video today. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them in the comments section. But that's all from me today. Have a wonderful evening, day, afternoon, wherever you may be. Thank you and goodbye.